Hi guys, this is Miss Wesley. Nice to meet you, and if you ever want to stop down and say hello, I'm in G19 for those of you who don't know me. I'm going to talk about how you inscribe a square instead of a circle. So this is Unit 1 Skill 3. So example 1 says, using your compass and a straight edge, construct a square inscribed in circle T shown below. So they gave us this circle here, and we have to construct a square inside of the circle. So the first thing you have to do is you have to draw in a diameter. And if you remember what a diameter is it has to pass through the center point, and it has to go from one edge of your circle to the other. It doesn't matter what way you have your diameter going. It can go straight up and down, can go on a diagonal, but I'm just going to make mine go from one side to the other. So that's my diameter, and this point right here and this point right here, these are going to be two of our endpoints for our square. So that's step 1, drawing your diameter. Step 2 says you have to construct the perpendicular bisector of this diameter. So I'm going to put my compass on one of the endpoints here. And if you think back to your perpendicular bisector construction, your radius has to go more than halfway. So set your radius to be whatever you want, as long as it goes more than halfway. And swing your arc. Now remember, it's super duper important that you keep the same radius. So I'm going to flip my compass to the other endpoint of my diameter. And without changing my radius, I'm going to go ahead and swing the second arc. So hopefully you have something that looks like that. If you're not there, feel free to pause the video, get caught up, and then join back in. So step 1, drawing your diameter. Step 2, make your perpendicular bisector. But remember, to actually have your perpendicular bisector, you need to connect through the intersection points. And the point where your perpendicular bisector crossed the circle and the other point down here are going to be the other two corners of your square. So the last thing you have to do is actually, well, make the square. So using your straight edge, this pen might be dead. Yep, we'll get a new one. You're going to connect those 4 points. All right, let's try this again. See if this one works. There we go. And there you have it. There's your square. All right, so again, feel free to pause, stop, go back, rewatch it. But we're going to do another example similar to this on the next page. So if you're all set with that one, go ahead and flip your page. And we're going to go to example 2. So it says, using a compass and a straight edge, construct a square, inscribe a circle. You might be thinking, well, we just did that. And you did, but notice here that there's no circle given to us. So the first thing you have to do is you have to draw in a circle, but remember that in order to draw a circle, you have to have your center point. So wherever you want your center to be, pick a point. I'm going to label it C. You can label it whatever letter you'd like. And now I actually have to make my circle. So you can make it as big or small as you want. I wouldn't recommend making it too big, otherwise it's going to go off your paper. But something that will fit on your paper will do. So go ahead and draw in a circle. All right, so we got that. And now we're just going to jump back to the same steps we walked through on example 1. So if you remember, the first thing we did was we had to draw in a diameter. It has to go through the center point. And just to change things up here a bit, I'm going to have my diameter go on a diagonal just to show you that it doesn't matter what way you draw in your diameter, as long as it passes through the center and starts at one edge of the circle and goes to the other edge of the circle. Okay. So step 1, draw your circle if it's not given to you. Step 2, draw in your diameter. Step 3 is to construct the perpendicular bisector of the diameter, making sure your radius goes more than halfway. And when you flip that compass, do not change your radius, leave it alone. Otherwise, you're not going to have a square. You're going to have some other funny shape. Okay. Remember to actually draw in your perpendicular bisector. And you can find your last 2 corners, or what we're going to eventually start to call vertices. And then connecting. Oh, I picked the dead pen. Connecting. And we have our square. All right. So we're going to summarize these steps down below, so that way if you're looking back at your notes, you remember how we went about this. All right. So step 1, construct a circle with a center point. Now, obviously, if you have a circle given to you, like we did in example 1, you obviously are going to skip this step. But if it's not given to you, which might be the case, you actually need to draw that circle in with your center point. Because if you don't have that center point, you're not going to know where to draw your diameter. Step 2, and this is your important one, draw in a diameter. Making sure it passes through the center point. And if you wanted to put a little note in here, a diameter, we know it has to go through the center point, but it also has to go from edge to edge. All right, because that's how you're going to know where your first 2 corners are. So you made your circle, you drew in the diameter. Step 3 is we need to construct the perpendicular bisector. Of the diameter. So that's where we up here swung our arc, swung our other arc, drew our line through the middle. And then your last step is connect the endpoints of the diameter with the endpoints of the perpendicular bisector. And there you have it. So here's your steps for how to construct a square. So anything that you missed or want to go back and rewatch, feel free. But if you are set with this video, turn it off, go work on some practice problems, and then take that CFE when you're ready. See you next time.